Hello, so this is going to be a kind of get ready with me, but it's an accumulation of things that I've picked up over the last month or so. I've done a wee online order on Superdrug. I went into Superdrug as well, went into Boots. I can't remember where else other things we maybe picked up from. So I should have enough here to do some sort of makeup look. I might have to add in a few bits and bobs. I don't have a foundation because I generally don't wear them, but I did pick up a new concealer, which I thought was great because these two new buddies that I've got definitely need to be covered up. Excuse the lighting in this video because I have had to put on my big kind of fluorescent light, basically because if I was to turn it off it would look like this, and it is practically pitch black in Scotland at 12 o'clock in the day. I woke up, I swear to God, at 8:30, 9 this morning, and it could have been 5 o'clock in the morning. It was pitch black. It's a dreich day, that's what we say in Scotland, so natural light is a no-go. So I've got big light on, so in case you think, oh, why should you got big fancy light on, that's why. I would much prefer to have natural light, but it is a no-go. So this is the big kind of box of goodies that I've accumulated. As I say, it was originally an order that I'd got from Superdrug, and I've just thrown other stuff in there to eventually put together a bit of a collaborative haul. As I say, I will be doing my makeup as I go. So I picked up quite a lot of E.L.F products in this. I have used E.L.F for a long time. I'm talking, like, I remember 10 years ago ordering from the US to get stuff from them. I remember when all of their makeup originally was like £1 or £1.50. Needless to say, I've never tried any of their skincare. Now, I've mentioned before in videos that I am not committed to any one night cream. I have certain day creams that I will always go to. They are a standby. But night creams, I can't say I've got one that I'm absolutely in love with. So I thought I would try this. It's not in the packet because, as I say, I've had this a wee while and it is now sitting over where I put my kind of night skincare on. And it is the Nourishing Night Cream with purified water and shea butter. I've been using it for about a week. I think it's quite good, but I can't write off and say, oh well, it's the one I've been waiting for. This is what I've been looking for my whole life. It's okay, it's alright. I find because maybe it has the purified water in it, it makes it a little bit more gel-like than a cream. So far in using this, I have been enjoying it. The packaging is lovely. It is relatively inexpensive in the grand scheme of night creams. If you're looking for a really bougie night cream, it can cost you nearly 100 quid. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not overly expensive, and I have been enjoying it, but I'll keep you noted what I think about it. I also picked up from E.L.F their Hydrogel under eye masks. I've actually used two of these. I put one in the fridge the other day before we went to a wedding, and then put it on under my eyes, and it was lovely. I really enjoyed these. There's 3 sets in a box. I will put all of the prices below. These also have purified water, seaweed extract and licorice, so you know, supposed to depuff the area. I think they work really well to hydrate under your eyes. I always like to wear a really thick under eye cream before putting on any makeup anyway. I usually use the Kiehl's Avocado eye cream. So I put on the Kiehl's Avocado eye cream. I then put on a set of these, let them sit for kind of 20 minutes while I was doing my hair and things like that, took them off, and I felt that my under eye was really hydrated. They are, again, relatively inexpensive, so I've really enjoyed these and I would recommend them. I'm not going to be putting these on today because I am going nowhere in that weather. I also picked up another bottle of Garnier Micellar Oil Infused Water. I spoke about this before, I'm not going to get into it, but it's in my haul. I also from Boots picked up this makeup brush cleaner. It's just a little spray top for spot cleaning, but also picked up a pack of what essentially are like baby wipe, face wipe type things for your brushes from EcoTools. I think this is a really good idea, especially if you're going on holiday, because who wants to be washing brushes on holiday? Like, bugger that. So taking these little ones in your bag with you just to clean your brushes, I think it's a great idea. I'm going to apply kind of a base. As I say, I normally wear a BB cream. I'm not going to do that today because the concealer that I've got is apparently very thick and very good, and supposed to be the dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. What I'm going to apply instead is the No. 7 Instant Illusions Rapid Radiance Balm. I spoke about this, I'll link the video up here, when I bought it, and I have been using it probably for the better part of 2-3 months now, and I love it. So it's just like a little kind of priming, moisturising step before doing any makeup. Has a pink tint to it, and I love it. I think because I'm quite fair and probably have a pinker red tone to my skin. I prefer pink kind of glowy things to my skin. So this, I don't know if it's going to really come off in camera, but I think it just gives a beautiful kind of radiance to the skin, and I've really been enjoying that. Now, this is the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. I'm gonna need a mirror, aren't I? This is it here. As you know, this is probably one that everybody said, oh, it's an absolute dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. I've never tried Tarte Shape Tape. I have tried the Maybelline Magic Eraser, tried that before. I used to wear kind of heavier concealers under my eyes. I used to even use the MAC Studio Wear concealer under my eyes, whereas I just could not do that now. As a woman who's in her 30s, if I put anything really thick and heavy under here, it's going to crease. I have fine lines, it's going to crease. So I'm giving this a go, and I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt to see how it goes, because it might well crease. But that's why I quite like things like Glossier and even the NARS kind of more creamy concealers, because it's not powdery. It doesn't feel like it's a liquid mixed with a powder pigment. The Glossier one genuinely feels like it's a balm that has a tint to it. And I don't have too much that I need to cover pigment wise under my eyes. It's more just to even out the skin tone. These, however, this is something I would definitely use on them. Out and out, without a doubt. So let's give this a go. I will put it under my eyes, but I do not have the face of a 20-year-old, so we'll see how this goes. So I do have slight blueness under my eyes here. It's just going to happen, isn't it? I'm like 30 odds, that's what happens to you. But we're going to try under here. I'll just put, oh, that was maybe a bit much. As I say, I don't wear a lot of kind of face makeup. If I do, then I generally will have like a light base followed by Glossier concealer. I hate to keep saying Glossier concealer, but it's just my favourite one. But I do have discoloration here. I'll just come a bit closer. You see from old spots and things. These two are live active spots, annoyingly. I get kind of, I don't know if you want to call it hormonal, but I get stuff going on in my chin. It's the only place I really get a spot. So I'm going to try and cover all this area up, which I would usually use my kind of more light concealers, but we're going to give this a go. It is a massive applicator, it has to be said. The applicator is absolutely huge. I'm just really wary that this is going to be really thick and on older dry skin. Might look a bit silly. I might put some here as well. It's got a big red beak, so I do. I think as well, for the purposes of this video, I will put a little bit on my eyelid, because I am going to be putting on eyeshadow in a little bit, just as a bit of a base, because I do have kind of veiny eyes as well, as does everybody. So I think that's all I'm going to do just now. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to use this moistened sponge. It is an EcoTools one, and it is a little bit dirty, sorry. I have washed it, but it's really difficult to get the stains out sometimes. So we're just going to go for this and see. I'm going to start off under the eyes. Wow. That's pretty impressive. At this stage, I would always think things are pretty impressive though. This is the thing, because I'd be like, oh yeah, that's covered any bluer areas I've got, and it's covered any veins. That's smashing, great, thanks. But my concern is that as I smile throughout the day, that this is going to crease. So we will just have to see. Now this is going to be the real telltale area if it gets rid of these big bad boys that I had on my chin. Well, I would say that is pretty impressive. That's covered really well with any redness, any discoloration. I feel like at this moment in time I look a little bit ghostly. I maybe have the wrong colour choice. What colour did I have? I've got C4. I'm not entirely sure if C4 is the right colour for me. It seemed the closest I could get in the shop. I know that they now do this in a foundation as well. As I say, it's a very thick, heavy foundation. It's probably something I would never really go for, but for me, that level of coverage is more than adequate. The only thing I would probably say is, on first impressions, it is a little bit ashy in areas. This, I think you can see I have got some sort of makeup on, but this would have needed something. Otherwise I'd have just had 2 red spots on my face. Under the eyes and on my eyelids, I think it's starting to crease already, unfortunately. Just a little bit under here. I know lots of people would maybe say, oh well, you should be baking under there. And lots of people are probably right, but I am not one for doing baking and things like that. It's just too much hassle. Unless I was going, you know, unless it was like a really big event that I needed to look flawless for hours on end. I don't bake my face. I don't generally do that. So, on first impressions, I quite like that. I think that's not too bad. Looks nice and brightening. So we'll take that. So let's move on to eyes. I picked up 2 things when I was in Superdrug. One is from E.L.F, one is from Bourjois. Bourjois, you know, the French brand. Basically, this is a 24-hour eyeshadow, 24-hour, who's ever going to wear it for 24 hours, and this is in Mauve Your Body. Now, I love, I've said already, the kind of cream eyeshadows you can put on, smudge in and go, so that's why I thought this would be quite good for this time of year. It's a bit patchy. We'll see. And I got the eyeshadow, No Budge eyeshadow stick from E.L.F. And I got this in Metallic Mocha. So this, to me, just looks like it's trying to be maybe like a Laurier Mercier caviar stick or something. Oh, that's really dark. So that's the Metallic Mocha, and that is the Mauve Your Body. I have blended that one out a wee bit. Metallic Mocha is really dark. I think they're both going to be a bit too dark to put on my eyes just now. Because I've got a palette to try, you know. I don't want to put them on and then it's very dark and I can't see any other colours. So I'm going to hold off them a minute. Because what I did pick up was this. The I Heart Revolution Mint Chocolate Chip Bar Palette. Which we all know. It's basically the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes. They do white chocolate chip ones. They do the milk chocolate one. They do like a vice, like a black chocolate one. They do peaches and cream. They do like a, is it maybe even chocolate orange, which is meant to be like their peaches and cream, or is that meant to be like the Heat palette? They basically rip off every palette you could possibly get, and that's not me having a go at I Heart Revolution or I Heart Makeup. I think it's a great idea. These cost about £8–9 and they're available widely and they're really good eyeshadows, as opposed to one that's 40–50 quid, and I think that's a great idea. So I picked up the Mint Choc Chip one, and the reason being, I think the colours in it for this time of year, the actual colour on here is not that indicative to what is in the palette, but the actual colours inside, I think for this time of year, are spot on. Like, that's exactly the type, oh, that was the wee sponge that fell out there, sorry. These are exactly the kind of colours I want to be wearing at this time of year. So now that I've zoomed in, you can kind of see the concealer has creased ever so slightly. But I haven't set it with powder. I'm not one to typically set things with powder. But what I am going to do is go in with Confession, which is this kind of just, probably matches my skin tone quite well, colour, just to set the lid. I'm going to go in with the shade Tea first of all, which again is kind of not really too much of a colour, but will give me a little bit of definition in my crease. Please excuse my eyebrows, by the way. This is probably the closest you've ever actually seen my eyebrows and how bushy they are, and this is real life. So I'm just going to take Tea in the crease. Now I'm getting a little bit kickback off these shadows. Kickback, fallout, whatever you want to call it. I can't say that that's a definitive thing for me to be like, oh, this is a crap eyeshadow, this is a good eyeshadow. I know there was a certain palette that people went to town on because of it, but I don't really think, you know, it's about if it blends. It's about if the colour is good, if it blends. I think I'm going to go in with Secret, which is this one here. I love these two colours and I love the greens. I think I'm going to be working from this area today. So I'm going to go in with this one. I think if you go straight in with a fluffy brush, then you kind of wipe away the colour that you're trying to put down. So I prefer to stamp things on first. And you think, oh god, that looks horrific and it's scary, but trust me. Then I go back in with my fluffy brush and just kind of blend that out a little bit. I think nowadays we're taught when we're watching YouTube videos like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, it needs to be this on first and this on last. At the end of the day, your makeup's yours, your face is yours, you can do what you like. This is the way I put on my makeup. I don't claim to be a makeup artist, and I don't claim that I could do good makeup on anybody else, but this is the way I like to do mine. I'm going to take Worlds Apart, this kind of red one, and run that through the crease to give it even more rusty look. I think what I will do is on the lid I'm going to put the green, because the green colours are shimmers and I didn't want to put too much shimmery stuff in my crease. I'm going to go into Commotion, which is the kind of more emerald green colour. Just bring that in. And you could do, nowadays I watch a lot of YouTube videos and people will be like, oh, and then you put concealer in and cut the crease. You could do that, it's not what I tend to do. I can't really be bothered with it. So, I'm just going in with a brush. I like that, but I think it's a little insipid. I'm going to take Rivals and try and put that in the corner. Rivals is a much more golden green. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. Yep, I think we're gonna do that on that side. That's gorgeous, that colour. I'm going to go in with Poison Ivy, just in here to kind of merge these ones together. It's a dupe for Max Plumage, I would say. That's exactly what it looks like. I'm going to go back into Secret and just try and make this a bit neater. I want it to be very like changing of the leaves. That's what I'm going for. That's dead cheesy, isn't it? Now the amount of fallout on my face, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it is quite astonishing. You can actually see all the greens here. So with that being said, I might just wipe all this concealer away and restart underneath. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so before I clean up this area, I'm going to take High Standards. I'm going to just take that on the kind of inner corner here. I'm going to go in with Secret again, the kind of lesser red. Just trying to match that out because, as I said, I took too much away on this side. So I'm just taking that. Then I'm going to take a tiny bit of Worlds Apart and just run it there on the outside edge. It's going to tie in. And then I'm going to go in with Distorted, which is the really, really shimmery rust shade, and put it just here. I always feel like instead of my inner corner being dead highlighted, this part of my eye works much better. It may just be the shape of my eye, but I like that. So, just gonna run that here. And here. And then I'm going to go back in with High Standards on the inner corner. That's the one we've done on the top, so we'll just bring that right in here. And I did clean my brush with one of those wipes in between times. They're alright. They certainly clean quick for quick changes in colour. The only issue is this made the brush a bit wet, but for what I'm doing just now I don't mind if the brush is a bit wet. There we go. Now, as I said, I picked up some of these pencils from E.L.F, which are more eyeshadow pencils, no budge eyeshadow stick. But I'm going to use that in my waterline because I didn't want to use it on the top because then you wouldn't have seen all the pretty colours. So I'm going to use that in my waterline. I'm just going to take a really small smudge brush just to blend that eyeliner shadow stick into the lower lash line. Okay, so I'm quite pleased how the colours and the shades have turned out. I think, considering it's an $8.99 palette, the shadows have worked pretty well. I'm going to apply some eyeliner. I did buy new eyeliners. One is navy, so that will not be wearing this today. It's the Makeup Forever Aqua XL liquid liner. Wore it to a wedding on Sunday and it was fantastic. It didn't budge all night. It comes in an array of colours, so I may go back and investigate this again. It is about £18, it's not cheap, but it's really, really good. But I'm not going to wear that today. I picked up instead the Revolution, is it Precision? I can't remember the proper name of it. It's this one, and it's the liquid liner, and it's meant to be the dupe for, I don't know, Kat Von D or something. It's not actually a brush, it's just a felt liner. But I'm going to put that one to a bit of a wing. I really like that. I think that's really nice. It was really quick and really easy to put wings on. They maybe got a little bit out of hand on one side, but who doesn't that happen to? No, I think that's really nice. I think as well it's one of those things where when you have a kind of more dramatic eye look like this, you put wing liner on and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, it's fine. Don't look like a nutcase anymore. No, I quite like that. I think that's really nice eyeliner. It's very pigmented. I suppose it will depend on whether or not it stays in place, but I do really like that. Now I'm trying out this new mascara. It's by Givenchy and it is Noir Couture Volume, and it is in black taffeta. I got sent this as part of the Glamour Beauty Club to trial and test. Not bad. Not bad at all. What do we think? Now you could put lashes on with this look, clearly. I'm not a very big lashes person unless I'm going somewhere, so I'm not going to bother today. What all I'm going to be doing today is making a stew, and like, because it's very much stew weather, isn't it? So I'm going to be making a beef and mushroom stew. I might drink lots of tea with all my makeup on. I think this mascara is really nice. I think that it's certainly lengthening. I think it is bordering on the clumpy side. With liner on, that's fine. I'm wondering if I just had very simple makeup with no liner, if it would look a bit too clumpy, but it's certainly given me long and full lashes. Oh yeah, definitely quite clumpy. You notice more on your bottom ones, don't you? Thought I would just zoom in to show you the mascara. So it's certainly lengthened. It's nearly touching my eyebrows, but equally it is a little bit on the clumpy side. I think with this look it's not untoward, but as I say, if I had just no eyeshadow on and just the mascara, it might look a little bit clumpy, but for that false lash effect, yeah, it probably pulls that off. But you can see definitely more in the bottom lashes here. It's a little bit clumpy. Okay, so I'm really pleased with how it's amazing the difference liner and putting your mascara on makes, because before I was like, oh no, I don't know if this is gonna go anywhere. But I'm really pleased with how that's looking. I am also going to try out, I bought a few new face bits, and because I bought so much from E.L.F, I got a free warm bronzer and a free baked highlighter. The baked highlighter I'm just going to give away. I'm probably not going to use that. I've got a million highlighters, don't need anymore. But I might try some of the bronzer. I don't know. I've got the cool toned bronzer from E.L.F, so I'm not sure how the warm toned one is going to fare on my pale skin. The concealer, at this point, it definitely looks like I've got makeup on. I don't know if that's something that's for me, but it's certainly brightening. It's certainly covering any darkness. The two spots that I have my chin are still covered. I haven't set anything down here, and it's went that almost chalky way that I'm talking about, so it has almost kind of went cream to powder. That's probably why it's maybe not for me, but I think for nights out and things like that I would probably wear this concealer, but maybe just not on a daily basis. I'm gonna put on this from H&M. It's a dual stick, meant to be for lips and cheeks. It is in English Rose. It's one of these ones that's kind of shaped like a little dome thing. That is the colour there. So wouldn't be so inclined to just pop it on my lip. But I'm going to try it on my cheeks just now, because I think, as you know, I love a cream blush. I quite like that too. I'm not going to try it on my lips because I have lip stuff to try as well. No, like I quite like that. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so this is the warm tone. I'm not so sure about this now that I'm thinking about it. They're all kind of shimmery as well. I'm not so sure about this. Right, so I'm gonna take, do we take the darkest one? Oh god. The top one is more like a champagne highlight, let's face it. This is very orange. This, almost the same as my skin. I don't really know if that's going to do anything either, but also kind of orange. We'll go with this one. We'll try that. Oh, it's going to be dark, isn't it? And it's very orange. I know this is a bronzer and not a contour powder, so it would be more inclined to be something I'd put over my cheeks and things like that in the summer, but just because it was new, I thought I'd try it out. What do we think? It'll do. I'm not putting any more on. It's too, this is too orange for my skin tone. I'm not, no. I have, as I say, the cool tone bronzer. Wait, and I'll show you. It has a white that I never use, but it has much cooler tones to it that I find just work so much better for me. So if you're pale, I would go with the cool one, as it is called, the cool tone bronzer. Maybe if you're deeper, more olive skin tones, the warm one will be for you. I will probably give this to someone because I won't use it. And if anybody feels they would want it and use it, please let me know, because you can have it. There you go, free like semi giveaway. I'm gonna go in with the Becca Shimmering Skin Protector, isn't it? Yes, Shimmering Skin. You know, and it's in Moonstone. So it's not in, it's a better colour for my skin again. A little golden, but not quite super trophy wife golden. And my glossy boy brow. Again, this is a look you could probably put a little bit more on your brows if you felt the need, but I am not going anywhere. Okay, so let's move on to the exciting stuff. Lipstick. This is my go-to. This is my thing. I love lipstick. I love putting loads of different lipsticks on. This is the winner. I also picked up from E.L.F. their tinted lip oils. One in Nude Kiss and one in Berry Kiss. Now I think for this look, nude might be better, but the berry one looks lovely too. We'll try both, we'll try both. And I also picked up from Superdrug and Revolution one of their Renaissance lip liners, and I got it in the colour Untouched, which is kind of, I like to think, a mauve, but when I opened it in store, it still had the plastic on it, so you couldn't, there was no testers, you couldn't really do anything about it, and I thought, oh, flip, I don't know, I'll just go by the colour in the box, which I bet you it's not going to be anything like. I hate these plastic things, doesn't everybody? So the actual colour on the lid, again, is a little bit darker than I thought. And the actual colour of the pencil is even darker still. It's much more berry, which won't go unused, but I wish I'd known that. I don't know, let's try it anyway. This is certainly not going to go with the nude one, is it? This is much darker than I thought it would be. It's practically pink. I suppose the box was a bit more pink. I thought it would be. I thought it would be more mauve. It's really quite pink, isn't it? We'll try the berry one over the top because I know that'll go. The actual texture of the lip liner though was very nice. It's went on very smoothly. I like when a lip liner can be pulled down from where you've drawn it from to give it a bit more colour overall, so I quite enjoy that. And this is the tinted lip oil in Berry Kiss, and let's see, this one looks really purple. Oh my god. Kind of sweet smell to them. And clearly as it is an oil, it's going to leave a kind of sheen to your lips. It's not sticky though. It's not sticky like lip gloss. I think lip gloss can sometimes be really sticky. I quite like that. I think that the lip liner, it might change the colour of this though. So I'm going to take the lip liner off. I'm going to just try the lip oils on their own. Oh, I really like that. It's really comfortable. It's not sticky. It's just like having a lip balm or something on, but it gives you that little bit of sheen. It's quite a nice colour. It's like berry, but not too berry. More like a stain, and I love a lip stain, so. And lastly, but not leastly, I hope that doesn't stain my lips now, is Nude Kiss. Oh, that's really nice. That's lovely. Oh, I really like that. Again, very comfortable, nude, not looking like too crazy, like as if I've got loads of lip, well, it looks like I've got loads of lip gloss on, but loads of colour, especially with this eye look. I think that looks much, much better. Yes. Okay, so what can we take from that? I would say, because I've just put them on, the E.L.F. lip oils, spot on. I am very much enjoying this. I think it's lovely, it feels nice, it's comfortable, it's not too fragranced. Winner. I think the H&M Dual Stick, I'm very pleased with that as well. I love a cream blush. It is a colour that I would wear all year round. Yep, highly recommend. Maybe a little bit overpriced, maybe just a smidge. I really enjoyed the E.L.F. No Budge Shadow Stick as well, although I did only use it in the waterline, but from what I saw of it on my hand and the shade that came in, I thought it was very, very nice and very, very reasonable. The Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I've never used Tarte Shape Tape, so I can't tell you if it's just as good. What I will say is it's obviously very brightening. At the moment I look like I have nice bright under eyes. It has covered my spots very well. But if I was to zoom in a bit, it is starting to kind of break up around my chin, and I've only had it on for as long as I've been doing this video, which has been probably about 40 minutes if I'm honest with you. Maybe I have a slightly wrong colour. It's maybe a little bit too that chalky consistency for me. I much prefer the balm type concealers, but I understand why this is obviously very useful for people who either have very bad pigmentation, very bad acne scarring, or people who have maybe got oilier skin than me. My skin is more on the dry side. It is a very good concealer for the price. If this is like Tarte Shape Tape, then save yourself the money and go and buy this. I probably will not be inclined to try the foundation that they're bringing out, just because I imagine it will be very heavy and probably not for me. But I think this has done a really good job, and I think for nights out I will most definitely use this. I think that's pretty fantastic, and I think if I set it down with something and I needed to have it on for a long time, then maybe this breaking up type situation wouldn't occur. And I do think this was well worth the amount that you pay for it. And the mint chocolate palette from I Heart Makeup, I think this is fabby. I think this is great. I think this is exactly the kind of colours I want to be wearing on my eyes for this time of year. I think the quality of the shadows is brilliant. The shimmers are beautiful. The green on my eye is just gorgeous. The matte shades, although a little powdery, should I say, worked really well. I'm not annoyed about them. I think they blended quite well. I'm very pleased with how the look worked, and I think I could manage to get a whole array of looks from this palette, and it is £8.99. £8.99. Like, you pay 40 odd quid for the chocolate bar palettes from, is there another brand? So I would say these are well worth the look. As I say, there is all different colour variations. I got the mint one. You can get orange, you can get gold, you can get caramel, you can get nude, you can get white chocolate, you can get, I don't think they do a cherry chocolate, but seeing as another brand's just released something like that, I'm sure it will follow. That's enough of me rambling. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was a bit of a different kind of way to do a look video. Usually just film them and talk over the top of them. But I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked the look, and I hope to see you again. Follow me over on Instagram or Twitter. I'm getting a bit more used to Twitter now. I'm getting there. I'm getting on with it now. It's still quite difficult at times. I don't think, oh, you know what, I need to say something, I'm going to go into Twitter. But I quite like a little scroll through it now and just looking at other people's things, so I'm getting there. But Instagram, I love. Follow me over there. And I hope to see you again here soon. And please leave a comment below. Please let me know if there's anything else you would like to know, anything about the items that I spoke about today, or if any other looks you would kind of like to see. Thanks again for watching. Bye. So this is, no. This is not comfortable. From Boots I also picked up this makeup brush cleaner. It's just a